Welcome back to Lux Talk. I love the applause, and the applause loves me. Hey guys, welcome back to the fuckery playground of Lux Talk, where all Negro shenanigans go down. I have a special guest today, Casey Carson in the building. I'm so glad I didn't call you TC.
TC?
Yes.
Wow. Because
I be wanting to call you TC Carson. Ain't that what's his name off of Living Single? Ain't that his name? Kyle? That's a real name, right? Yeah.
No applause.
Okay, nothing. I got nothing. I ain't get no. It's okay. It's okay. Executive producer in the building. And he is here to promote his new project, which is called
Absence of Innocence.
Or Innocence of Absence. Okay, Absence of Innocence. And we got a trailer for you guys as well. So we're going to get into the commercials to pay some bills. Negro shenanigans, y'all know how we do. There's always extra shit going on. And then we're going to check out the trailer of his movie. And then we're going to get into some fuckery. Period. Today's episode is sponsored by Exquisite Styling Studio. Ladies, come see by my girl Des to get your hair laid and slayed. She been doing my hair for 15 years. A lady must always have her hair together, and my good sis is the one to see. Braids, ponies, wraps, curls for the girls, sew-ins, you name it. So tell your man, your partner, your side boo, or that lady's husband you smashing to slide you some ends for your ends. You want to be cute on your way to hell? Just playing. Destiny's contact information will be in the description of this video. Today's episode is sponsored by Beyond Basic Designs. Beyond Basic Designs is a Black-owned company that specializes in custom items, ranging from t-shirts, hoodies, tumblers, travel bags, memorable keepsakes, you name it. You guys, I have Lux Talk socks. I have a Lux Talk tumbler. Like, I can promote my brand anywhere I go, all because of Beyond Basic Designs. They have vinyl, screen printing, embroidery services, you name it. Whatever that vision is, Beyond Basic Designs can help bring that vision to life. Hey guys, this week's episode is sponsored by Stevens Austin's Banquet Hall. If you're looking for a rental space for an event, look no further than Stephen Austin's Banquet Hall. They got you covered. I'm talking baby showers, parties, pop-up shops for local vendors, repasses, and more. Stephen Austin Hall is located on 18411 Wyoming in Detroit, Michigan. Contact will be in the description of this episode.
I enjoyed the dance.
Taurus, the pleasure was all mine.
Good night, Miss Nix.
You not gonna ask me for my number?
No, I'm patient. And I'm confident enough that I'll see you again soon.
She worked for some small law firm.
That's her profile right there?
Yeah.
Let me see that.
Hold on, man. They'll be up here trying to mix business with pleasure now.
Do you think I'd do that?
Yes, that's why I'm telling you not to do it.
$20,000 of some information on Drew?
Yeah, well, I guess you can't put a price on my love, huh?
Yes, sir. I'm looking at her right now.
Look at me. The last thing you need is to catch another case.
Bitch!
Don't ever fucking disrespect my man.
She already wanna damn near slap the shit out this nigga for the last two pop-ups.
He gonna come with a new approach.
Fuck, are you gonna get mad at me about bitch that's not even yours?
Look at the bitch, not yours either. Don't touch me!
No, listen, I told you I got you. I got your bag. I'm sorry. I got you.
Nobody tells me no.
Look at that. Absence of innocence, right?
That's right.
Look at that. Okay, that's what's up. That looks very, very interesting. I see a few people that I know up in there. Hello. I can't. It sounds a little weird. Thank you. There we go. hear myself talk. Okay, I know that. All right, so Casey, can I call you Casey?
That's fine.
Okay, I don't want to just keep calling you Casey Carson, because I'm gonna fuck around and call you TC, and then we're gonna go into a whole living single. Okay, anyway.
Everybody just say Casey. It's just
Casey, like Casey and JoJo.
No,
the people, the girls don't give you pickup lines like that, like Casey and JoJo.
Yeah, but that's kind of like, oh.
They used to do that to you.
Yeah.
Did you used to just go with that?
Nah.
That's how you got your wife, wasn't it?
I wasn't really a Jodeci fan.
What? How you're not a Jodeci fan?
Nah.
I'm over it.
And I didn't get her. She got me.
Okay. We'll get into your business about that later, okay? Absence of Innocence, what is that about?
So
what did the people just witness?
The introduction to Taurus Maxwell, who is a very arrogant, rich, self-centered, egotistical narcissist who has the world by the balls. He was a college athlete, went pro, made a lot of money, had an injury, and took all of his money and put it into a marketing firm. He is intrigued by Miss Drew Nix, who he is going to go after by all costs. Some people would call it stalking. Mm-hmm. What he doesn't realize is, as he is pursuing her, he's also being pursued as well.
Now, maybe it's just me. Was that implied in the trailer?
You see it.
Okay, I did see something, but I thought I was tripping. Okay, but
you saw him looking at a hotel room from a car.
Somebody was watching
telling somebody
him.
That he sees her, and you can also see that he's being watched from a distance as well.
That's extremely interesting. Oh my goodness. Have you ever been stalked?
I've had my fair share.
You've had your fair share?
Yeah.
Okay, so what part do you play in this movie? Because you are executive producer of this movie.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you've done with this project? Because I know you was the EP for Asbury Park as well, right?
Everything. I executive produce and produce it. Like I said, I got a partner, Legend. He's the writer and director of it.
Shout out to Legend. I actually had a little scene in Asbury Park, but I don't know if it made it to the I didn't know if it made it, but I filmed it. I was there.
Did you ever watch the movie?
I did. It didn't make it to the first cut that was released.
Yeah, we end up cutting like 45 minutes of the movie. It was way too long.
So did I make the cut?
Shout out to Glenn Plummer now.
And why is that? No, don't clap for that. Say no. Okay, shout out for Glenn.
No.
For Glenn, yeah, but for him, yeah. But why I didn't make it? I was cute.
It wasn't you.
That's just like a man. It wasn't you. But no, it was cool. So you cut me.
It was me.
Okay. So thank you for saving Legend's life.
We cut the scene.
Why did you do that? What did you add it for in the first? Okay, I ain't gonna be. Well,
no, it played significance, but when you sit back and once we went back through after the initial premiere, and again with us, Asbury Park was our baby. That was the first one.
Right.
So that's where all the mistakes were made. The learning curve. So once we sat back and had our team look at it, like I said, I got a great relationship with Glenn Plummer. He gave us some tips and some pointers, and we ended up cutting like 45 minutes of the movie.
No, I understand that scene really wasn't. It didn't really need it to be there. Plus, I got a chance to interview the cast behind the scenes, so that was fun. Okay, that was really cool. Guys, I got any shenanigans going on. So here's the story. I'm just gonna be real with y'all because my hand was already shown. I lost one of my nails. Right, y'all know I've been wearing press-on nails since 2020. No, because bitch, it was already shown. Okay, I'm gonna spill my tea before somebody else spill it. I lost the nail. I don't know where it's at. The last time I seen it, I was putting ice in here.
So you drunk the nail?
It's either in here. I don't know. So I was supposed to hide my hand, but y'all know I like to talk with my hands. So this is where we at with it. And yes, and
so when you leave, you're not going to hold hands with nobody, right?
I'm about to take these.
I'm just asking because I can't hold hands with nobody with no nails on. That's just kind of.
Well, damn. So what, you discriminate against bare
I do.
nailless hands?
Listen,
you can hold this hand.
But then I'm a visual person. I'm a visual learner.
Wow, that's okay because I got a couple of nails in the car. We can get a pop and go ahead and glue that thing on. That's what you ought to know. Okay.
I always the guy like you can't just come stay the night with no t-shirt on. Like no.
Wait, hold on, wait. Say that again.
I was the guy like you can't stay the night with just no t-shirt. You have some lingerie or something.
Oh, so let's get. Speaking of lingerie, Bad and Boozy. Girl, boy, you ready? Show all that Bad and Boozy. Period. Bad and Boozy is. I ain't got my spiel today. Listen, my homegirl, she behind the scenes right now, but y'all know if y'all ain't a stranger, she sells handcrafted cocktails, which I am drinking right now. She also has a lingerie line that is located at the Collective on East Grand Boulevard. And then the link to the website, the Boozy Experience, is in the description of this video. But she sells lingerie, and I'm in a couple of those pictures as well. And she also has sex toys like vibrators and whatnot. And back to you.
So you're a lingerie model?
I dabble. You know, I live up to things, you know. So yes, I'm a lingerie model.
Okay.
Could have been a hand model, but you know.
So I was supposed to be showing those photos.
Yeah, you can still show them though, because we're about to talk about lingerie since you mentioned it. So you're one of those guys who like women in lingerie.
I want you to always be dressed up. I want your best all the time.
What's your sign?
Asshole.
Oh, so you hold on. You Aries?
Either that or Aquarius.
Are you either one of those? Are you a fire sign?
I'm not really into the zodiac.
What's your birth? Do you know what you are though?
They say I'm a hybrid between a Pisces and Aquarius.
So you are.
My birthday is February 19th, so I guess that day is the one that changes.
He's Aquarius?
So I'm not sure. Yeah,
Y'all
so they say I'm like a hybrid.
Hold on, y'all brought the Aquarius up in here?
And you breaking the rules because you're not supposed to hit on the table.
Listen, we break the rules all the time.
The rules.
Hold on, wait a minute. Hold up. Y'all done brought, ain't nobody do the background check. Y'all done brought an Aquarius up in here. Y'all ain't allowed in here, Casey. You gotta go. On this plane, listen, you okay, Pisces. I can't stand Aquarius men.
Most people don't like me. It's okay. I'm used to it.
I can see that. I'm just playing.
So I'm not zodiac.
You are an asshole.
I am 100%.
You've been an asshole to me.
To everybody.
But I'm an asshole back to you.
I am who I am.
But I love it. It's fine. I love a good asshole. Anyway,
I don't make excuses for who I am or deny what I'm capable of.
Fuck with you. Okay, huh?
This little lipstick one too.
It's fine. You can be done with it. Okay. Do you use vibrators?
No, I'm not into that personally.
You know, so not you personally.
No, I got you.
Have you do you like to have them in the bedroom with you? Is that too personal? Are we getting too personal?
I've explored before.
Okay? You explored before?
Yeah.
Like you like it now?
It was okay.
So I met a lot of guys who they really don't give a damn about lingerie. So how old are you? Do you mind asking? Or wait, do you mind answering that?
I'm 34.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? A lot of guys are not into lingerie, Casey. They're not. It's like I be so into my presentation and they don't give a damn.
You have to remember, there are different calibers of guys.
That's true. That's true.
So
I want the ones that care.
When you are someone of my caliber, you've experienced what I've experienced, and you offer what I offer, you only want the best.
What you offer? What you bringing to the table? Hold up. Okay, I like that. No, that's probably a Pisces in them. Don't put that Aquarius shit in there.
The greatest thing next to God. No hand clap right there?
Right, where's the hand claps?
There we go.
Now where's the booze?
Ain't no booze.
Like, no, this land.
They love me.
You a cocky ass. Yeah, that's a fucking. He's Aquarius for sure. I am so over it. How long you been married?
It's my 11th year.
11th year.
Yeah.
Okay, glory to God. Do you guys have kids?
Unfortunately.
Don't do that. Don't do the kids like that. Don't you do them kids like that?
Kids overrated.
They are, aren't they?
They're definitely overrated.
How old are your kids? I love that.
12, 11, and 7.
Oh, so they're at that age. That's why they're overrated.
My 7-year-old love me to death. The other two, they just like because I got money.
I mean, but they're at that age. They don't give a damn.
It's okay.
Do they? Are they realizing who daddy is right now?
I mean, I was somebody before the movie world came about, but the movies kind of took it and grew it a lot bigger. So now it's like they friends at school. They can kind of brag a little bit now, like, oh well, my daddy do this or my daddy do that.
Okay, so. That's what's up. And thank you guys. They love my glasses in the chat. These are luxury looks, guys. I know I keep saying it, but the website is coming. But DM me if you want some shades, luxury shades for the lady that throws it. Cause anyways,
I tell my kids I got money. They broke.
You say you got money, but they broke.
Yeah, they broke.
No, y'all all supposed to have money.
No, that's not how it works.
That's not how it works. You want your kids to get it out the mud.
No, but I'm not paying for college. They got to join the family business.
They got to join the family business. Oh, this is old school shit here.
If you want to go to college, you're going to get a scholarship. I'm not paying for college.
You're not paying for college?
No, college is overrated.
Okay, so who they don't want to go to college?
They're going to join the family business.
Okay, when the family business is?
Right now, it's the movie business.
It's the movie business. Yeah. All right, so do you believe in nepotism?
Yeah.
I love nepotism. Use me, and I'm gonna use y'all. But no, okay. So family business, music. I mean, not music. I don't know why. Do you do music? Mm-mm. You look like a music producer.
No, I don't really.
You're giving me.
I got a brother
music
that do
producer
that. I don't
vibe.
care about that.
Movie. How did you get into the movie business? Because you did say that you were in business. Before.
I've been an entrepreneur for a long time. I used to own a AAA office some years ago.
Not AAA.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've done a number of different things, but I was working on a project for the city of Detroit and the Detroit Wayne Mental Health Authority.
Okay.
And I needed a graphic designer. I was telling somebody about it. They ended up putting me in contact with Legend. At that point, the project was real unique. I needed his undivided attention. So as a graphic designer, he had a lot of customers. So I'm like, listen, whatever they pay, I'm a double, because when I call, I want my calls answered. Mm-hmm. So that, led to us talking on the phone constantly, multiple times a day. I want to say 2019.
Okay, recent years. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. Like I didn't actually get into this until I think it was April 7th of 2020.
Okay, but you were in sales and marketing for 10 years.
Yeah.
And have you always dibbled and dabbled, or always wanted to, get into the movie business? Is it something that you ever saw yourself doing, or this is just something that's just...
It just fell in my lap.
Just fell in your lap. Okay.
I've always been like a movie buff. I've always cared about it. I've always someone who enjoys storytelling, things like that. But as far as where I come from, you play sports and sell dope. You don't really.
And where are you from? Detroit?
Yeah, I'm from the East Side.
Not the East Side.
Hey, no. No claps.
Hell no.
From the East Side. Thank you.
Certified.
Too late.
Don't you clap?
Certified.
Y'all done brought me an East Side Aquarius up in here.
We appreciate you.
Child. Anywho, but no. Okay, what high school did you go to?
I went to a few different high schools.
Yeah, I did too. Where you go? Rep your set.
We might know some of the same people.
We may.
It's okay. But no, with the movie world,
you just gonna skip over that. So you're not gonna tell us where you were. Okay, were they East Side schools?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know too many East Side people, so
it's okay. We've been blessed.
Yeah, I'm not about to play with you. Anyway,
we've been blessed. We didn't.
I like a guest that can keep up. All right.
I'm real quick on my feet.
All right. So,
it was something that came about. Like I said, I believed in the dream that Legend had. That's really where it started at.
So how did the conversation come about?
Initially, he was telling me he was doing a movie, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Send me something about it. And he had asked me, like, you ever invested into a movie? I know you got this business stuff going, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, send me something. Because I get a lot of people like, oh, man, I'm looking for somebody to be a silent partner, investor here. Or I'm looking for somebody who wants to, I get a lot of music artists, want a manager. And during that conversation, my phone went off, and it was him sending me something. And as I started going through it, everything was professional. Everything was done the right way. And he was so passionate and energetic when he would talk about it. You couldn't help but believe
it. Makes you excited.
What he said, yeah.
Shout out to Legend.
Yeah,
do we ever say his real name, or he just want to strictly go by Legend right now? I'm not gonna do it if I know. Shout out to you, Legend. Okay, could be. I talked to him the other day.
Just Legend.
Okay, he's supposed to be coming down to the fuckery playground of Lux Talk as well.
Yeah, it's Legend, but he had a dream, something that he believed in, something that he had really put a lot of time and effort and energy into it. Mm-hmm. And at the time, I was in a position to help make it come to fruition, and we took the best of both worlds of what I was great at on my end and what he was great at on his end. And
okay, match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Okay, I love that. So after
he's an asshole too.
Oh, don't I know? Shout out to you. I forgot what is Legends. I forgot his sign.
Taurus.
He a Taurus.
Yeah.
Lord, see, this why it ain't gonna never work. Legends and why it would never work. I would never double back on the Taurus. I'm just playing. No, I'm not playing on that, but shout out to you. So Asbury Park was the first film that you were EP on. Mm-hmm. Okay. Is there anything extra? Cause sometimes it's just not EP. Executive producer. Sometimes you're doing a lot of other things. Like maybe you're incorporating writing ideas. Like, do you write?
I mean, when it comes to Asbury Park, that script was done. Everything was already done when I came on board.
Right. What now?
Some of the behind the scenes, now.
Because Black Lives came after that.
Yeah, so technically and truthfully, Black Lives, that script was done as well. So what happens when you say the team, he had that script done. I think that script was wrote in 2006 or 2007.
Okay.
And I was on my way out of town. He sent it to me, and initially I didn't like it.
Okay.
It just wasn't what I thought it was going to be.
It didn't give what you thought it should have been.
And we had another movie that we had the script was done for, and I'm like, look, let's go ahead and film this one first. And he's like, nah, man, this is it. And him being somebody who really is serious about perfecting their craft, he went back to the drawing board, and we would bounce ideas off each other. And what if this would happen? What if this took place? This would be a crazy plot twist. And when he came back, it was like, damn, that's amazing.
Because he really believed in that film.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a writer and you're creative, that's just something that happens. And then for me, I'm one of those people who I'm going to challenge you. Like, I want the best out of everything. So there's some days where it might be good, but I'm like, it's straight. I mean, you probably could have did this or you could have did that. And for him, that's like fuel to the fire. Like, you ain't gonna tell me my shit ain't good. Right. So I'm about to go back now and update it and do this and do that.
That is a Taurus. That's my little sister. Yeah. Oh my God, that is such a Taurus thing. My best friends are Tauruses. With my little sister, I'll be like, girl, you ain't ready for that. So it's okay though. And the next day, she owned it.
Yeah, that's so.
I could attest to so I was in a film called short film called Nemesis with my homeboy Steph. Shout out to Steph and Jay Phillips in Atlanta right now. And I love this script. All right. I don't want to give it away because it's coming back out. But we filmed most of it. And then he wanted to scrap it. And I was heartbroken. I was pissed. And so we've been doing other projects since then. But I've been on his head since 2014. Like, because I believed in the script. And I'm like, no, this is the one. And it's supposed to be like 3 other projects before. Like, he was never even going to do it again. Now he's bringing it back. And now, because I'm telling him, I'm like, this is the one. Because I know what's best.
Well, the thing is, it's the demographic and the market. Like, initially, we weren't looking to take Asbury Park to Tubi.
Okay.
We were looking to go to the film festivals, and then, we were in COVID. They kept canceling the film festivals, and then at one point they wanted to make it virtual, and I thought that was like the dumbest thing in the world, because how do you interact with people virtually?
I just did a virtual play.
In the way of the film. But see, in the film festival, your job is to network and market, and just the way they were looking at setting it up, I just didn't think it was a good idea. So when we went to Tubi, it didn't achieve the expectations I had for it.
Okay, what expectations did you have for it?
Initially I thought, this was like the home run, because this is probably one of the first films out of the city to have as many celebrities as it had in there. The storyline was good, but Tubi's demographic is necessarily a little bit different. It's like more sex, murder, mayhem.
Okay. Yes.
That's really what that demographic is. So it gained some traction later on once it was out. It's doing well right now with Comcast, but initially that wasn't what we were looking for. So when you talk about a movie and having it out and scrapping it for different reasons, you got to look at what the demographic is, where you're going to distribute it at. Like, it's a lot of factors that go into it on the business side that come to play that you have to really pay attention to.
Because a lot of Tubi started getting a lot of traction. I want to say, and during the pandemic, I want to say that's when. I mean, I've heard about it before, but that's when
all the streaming platforms took off during the pandemic because the movies closed.
And what
that was y'all time to shine. Initially, was the Hollywood movies needed somewhere to go to, so
they were starving for content.
And not just that, they went and put their movies on like Amazon Prime, and so Prime kind of kicked off all of the independents. Like, okay, we don't really want y'all no more. We getting even though they were older movies, they were able to put them out, and it was a little bit different. So Tubi being a free platform, everybody wants something that's free. Yeah. So they got 100 million monthly subscribers, and they figured out how to use ads as a way to generate revenue.
I love that, especially in Detroit. We have the biggest independent market.
Yeah, we are like the independent headquarters for movies in the nation.
We got it going on. And I remember at one point it was like a bad look. I don't want to say bad look, but it's still, people be like, oh, your movie about to be on Tubi. Like, they'll talk about celebrities like, oh, it's a Tubi movie. However, it reminds me of like, remember how back in the day where you had those straight to DVD movies that wouldn't even make it, but it'd be some classics in there.
There's some people I know that make jokes about it, and I tell them all the time, but I make a lot more money than you working your regular job.
You feel me? But what I love though is that granted, it's independent, and what I need people to understand. So it's not necessarily going to be exactly what a Lionsgate film would look like.
Yes and no, because there are some things you learn on the way
that you can get it like now, that. Yeah.
There are certain things that we did with Absence of Innocence that we didn't do with Black Lives in Asbury Park because we didn't know. Because there's no blueprint.
Right.
There's no instruction manual. So a lot of stuff is trial and error when you look at it. And on the other side of that, when people talk about these major movies, like we weren't forced to go to Tubi.
Right.
Like I've been flown out to LA and to Atlanta and had an opportunity to sit down with execs, and it's like, oh, I can put you in 500 theaters across the country. But some of these deals are like 360 wrap deals.
Yeah.
Like I sat in somebody's office and the guy told me, well, maybe within like 6 or 7 years we might be able to make like $100,000, and I'm sitting there looking like, what the fuck is $100,000 in 6 years? What's that gonna do for me and my team? So, could we go to Redbox? I had somebody say, we're gonna put you in the $5 bins at Walmart, Redbox DVD. Like, it's been a whole lot of different things. Like, we could have put Asbury Park in the theaters with the big cutouts like they had Jurassic Park and stuff like that. But every single one of those cutouts costs money. And they want that money back, like, before you make anything. So it's not always worth it to say, like, oh, yeah, I'm going to be in all of the AMCs in the Midwest. Like, somebody else will look at it and be like, that sounds great.
That's damn near equivalent to, you went to Harvard, you went to this place and that place, and then you ain't got really much to show for it. It sounds cute to say that you have that, but, it's like sometimes you got to go to college. When you go to college, you go for something that you really didn't really need to go there, where you could have just learned in the street. So it's like, it sounds cute to say that you got a degree. It sounds cute that you in AMC, but what's next? What's now?
So it's a lot of independent millionaires.
But I like to look at it as, like, when I read books, right? Especially when I used to work and I just used to be a sitter, or not even in high school. Sometimes it's kind of like Amazon Prime. There's a lot of books on there where it's like 99 cents, $1.99, $2.99, right? And a lot of the times people don't have an editor. So it's a lot of, there's no periods or commas, or it's a lot of mistakes, or it just sound like somebody really just, they just threw some shit together. However, I'm like, okay, if the storyline is good, I can get through all that shit, right? And that's how I feel about a certain movie.
See, I disagree.
Really?
Because at the end of the day, we sit down and we screen this movie on our own 100 times.
Right.
Like, so when it's time for us to actually have the premiere and we at the theater, me and Legend will actually sit there and watch the movie. We'll go theater to theater to see crowd reactions from certain parts and see how the crowd responds to it. But I know everybody's part, facial expressions. I know the movie front to back verbatim.
Well, I'm saying, like, as far as...
When I say that, when we're screening the movie, you realize that initially this didn't happen, or this person, you could see the boom pole hanging with the microphone there. You could see this person's microphone pack.
Right.
This was, let's just say somebody got makeup on their shirt. All of that shit can be fixed in post-production.
Right.
It costs money.
But
so what happens is you get a lot of people who not willing to go the extra mile to fix it.
Right.
So when you say that person read that before they, and then they saved it and sent it to whoever it was for them to put it out to say, oh yeah, there's no comma for this to pause. There was no period here, and this was supposed to be a new paragraph because there was a new thought that was going to start.
Right.
They just didn't care.
They didn't care, or maybe they just didn't either know, or like you said, maybe they just didn't have the money. But I do say that to say, just because there's going to always be some type of mistakes. Like you said, you guys are growing, so you guys are learning from, past mistakes. However, it doesn't mean that the movie wasn't good. You can get through.
True. A lot of the storylines can be solid. The issue we run into a lot in the city is most of the storylines are the same. You watch the same movie with the same characters that have different names, just a different production.
I have a friend, he's an actor, and he actually made like a bingo game, and it consisted of all the elements that make up a Detroit movie. It's hilarious. So if you look at a movie, you go down the list and be like, all right, it got this, it got this, and then it get bingo.
And again,
but it reminds me of like those hood books, like Triple Crown Productions back in the day. Like everybody kind of talked about like the same type of stuff.
I'm not upset with it because however you make your money, whatever you do to feed your family, I'm all for it. Because you get a lot of people who, if that's their demographic or that's the life that they live, that's the story they tell.
But you guys have range.
Well, the difference you look at is it's like rapping. Most young rappers talk about selling dope.
Right.
Back at least in my time coming up, that's what it was about, selling dope. Where when you get like a Jay-Z or a Rick Ross or Jeezy, T.I., once you get past the selling dope part and you actually start making money, what do you have to talk about now? Everything has to expand and evolve.
Mm-hmm.
So
like Beyonce.
For us, we're looking at telling different stories. Like, you know, Black Lives talked about paternity fraud. That's a real thing in the world. Like, that's serious. Yeah. We touch on the Me Too movement with absence of innocence. Like, it's going to strike a different nerve that a lot of people aren't ready for. So I don't really have an issue. I watch the independent movies that everybody else does.
I like change. I like range.
But it gives you a different feel when you can tap into something that you don't see every day.
I love that the narrative has changed a little bit in Detroit, because, you know, we do have that bad stigma, and it's a true stigma that we don't really support each other like other cities support, you know, their people. But now it's shifting. It's slowly shifting, but it's getting better. People come out to support now, especially these especially because a lot of the directors and casting directors are putting not even trained actors, and this is no shade, but non-trained actors into a lot of movies. So I know people be like, oh yeah, I was in this movie. Maybe they did it once or two times. Their people are supporting, so therefore everybody's starting to support the movies now because, you know, the people that's close to them are in there.
Well, it's a level of there can be competition without there being jealousy and envy. I mean, at the end of the day, iron sharpens iron. So you play sports. If you're a boxer, you spar against other pros that are just as good or better than you because it makes you better. Mm-hmm. So, of course, if you watch what would be considered maybe the hierarchy of Detroit movies, where you take the 4 or 5 people that really carry some weight right now, you got Dennis Reed, you got Beezy,
Will.
You got Moolah, you got Will and Howard, you got Darren, and you got Lisa Brown are a part of the group that have consistent projects. They have consistency.
Right.
So I'm going to watch that movie that they put out. You know, I want to look at, and I'm going to critique it.
Right.
I'm going to look at what I like, what I didn't like, because the things that
we do that
I
with
like,
everything else.
It's like, okay, I want to include this, and I might want to add this to my repertoire. And what I don't like, it's like, okay, shit, they might have fucked up on this. We got to make sure we don't do that.
Exactly.
But it's not hate. Like, in my opinion, the only time that we're in competition is if we have a premiere the same date and time. Mm-hmm. That's it. Because I might not be able to have. We all know the same people in reality. Mm-hmm. So I might not be able to have the same person come and pay for my premiere ticket, and you have that person pay for your premiere ticket too.
But if the quality, if you want, by you putting out consistent, and this, I'm not talking about nobody in particular, but let's just say you and just someone else who consistently put out projects, but your quality, you know, and sound, and people have better experiences and they gravitate towards quality with your work, that may make them want to, like, you know, come see your stuff versus the most popular one, if that makes sense. Because even the most popular one may not have the best quality or storylines.
I mean, so I think it's subjective because it's all based on how you feel. Again, I can listen to Jay-Z 444 and I'm like, okay, I can feel it. I understand what he was going after. Somebody else like, oh man, this shit was terrible. Mm-hmm. So when you sit back and look at it, one of the only issues I believe that we have is people aren't honest with each other. Mm. Like,
or they look at honesty as hate.
Yeah, like, honest. If your audio in your movie was fucked up and you asked me about it, I would tell you the truth. Like, look, man, you
can't get upset. You know,
you
damn
gotta find
well
somebody better who gonna mix and master it, or you might need to find somebody to do this a little bit better. That's just my honest opinion. If you feel like it was great, then shit, it was great. It's like cooking.
Right.
You say, hey, I make the best banana pudding. I'm like, well, shit, I know such okay. They make it better than you do, but that's my opinion. It's my taste.
My grandma banana pudding be hitting though, but anyway.
But you get a lot of people who, you know, like, I've sat in the theater at somebody's premiere, and there's somebody behind you or next to you, and they sitting there like critiquing the movie, and then after the movie they come and shake hands like, oh boy, this is a classic. Yeah. You got a hit on your hands. This the best shit I've seen all year. And I'm like, you just said the shit was terrible.
I love that. I love honesty, and I think that we as a people need to be more receptive to criticism and not look at it as a bad thing. Like, I had to do that myself, even with the podcast. You know, there's a lot of, I've been in different studios. You know, we've been doing this thing for 3 years. So shout out to me. Let me give my applause and my beat. Let me give my beat. Oh, I like the spit. Girl, let me find you about to take over D-Job. It's like, but no, I've had to take in criticism as well. And it's, I remember in the beginning where it's like, okay, y'all know I'm new and I don't, okay, yeah, you don't for me back in the day, I didn't want to. It's not that I didn't want to hear it. It's just like, listen, I did this, okay? Better example, I did a short film I wrote, directed. I was trying to get this thing shot, directed, and everything, and I finally got it done. I had a friend of mine who gave major criticism, but I had asked this said friend to help me with it, and he kept dragging his feet. And so it still was good. It may not have been the best. I understand where he was coming from with the criticism, and I know for next time. However, it was sometimes it's like, oh, I did it, so, you know, like, I'm happy that I made it. But it's not that he was trying to be negative. He was just saying what was wrong with it, you know?
Even if they being negative, it's your opinion. Like,
right,
a lot of people don't respect that part. Like, I've had somebody tell me I didn't like this movie. I personally don't care. Shit. Yeah. You streamed it. I got paid for it. Thanks. Call it a day. But if you come to me and you you want to express what you feel about something, or you have questions, it's like, I'm free to it. Like, you know, hey, I'm open. You want me to?
But what if they tell you why they don't like it? Are you taking that in though, or are you just like, fuck it, I just got paid, whatever? Or is it a little bit of both?
It's a little bit of both, because if it's something
cocky ass man right
if
here,
it's something that's valid, you know,
okay.
again,
okay.
If you tell me, so I'll give you an example. If you told me there were audio issues, and I know there were audio issues, it's like, shit, okay, yeah, that's something I need to know, we need to fix. But if you tell me the fact that, like, you know what, man, I didn't like this character's name, like, nobody gives a fuck about that. I thought his name should have been Robert. Like, well, you know, people, man, if it was my movie, man, I would have shot it. We'd have shot our movie in Colorado.
Yeah,
like,
but
okay,
it's not
well,
your movie, so
get you some money and
like,
go shoot a movie in Colorado.
They call me, this lady called me Cecily, and I said, no, it's Cecily. Well, I like Cecily better. Well, bitch, that's not my name.
Have your kid and name her dog or that.
You don't
so that's the thing. It's not me being an asshole where it's like, oh, you tell me how you feel, and it's like, oh, okay, if you have legitimate gripes about something, you're like, man, why did this happen in the movie, or why does it take place? Because a lot of times when it comes to a storyline, somebody doesn't always understand, or you watch it one time and you didn't keep up with it.
Right. I think that also, and people probably need to work on this as well when you are taking in criticism. It's like, if you're somebody who's extremely like self-aware, right? It's not much that you can. What happened? Negro shenanigans?
Oh, sorry.
I'll jump across the table right now. I'm just playing.
And
you looking at my hands because of my nails? Sorry. Don't be hating on me. No, but seriously, what I was saying is, so when I got my podcast, I was on another podcast, a whole different podcast, and the guy, I gave him all the feedback that everyone was giving. And so there's where you can be like, you know, this is my shit, and I like the way this is, you know, whatever, fuck y'all. But then there's also like, you know, real deal criticism. Hey, women want to listen, but you keep calling us bitches every 5 minutes. Can we not refer to a woman as a bitch all of the time? You know what I'm saying? Like, he would refer to, well, you know, when a man and a bitch, pause, sir. You know what I'm saying? So, or
he had the nerve to call these hoes bitches.
He had the nerve to call these hoes bitch. You irritating. You so silly.
He is crazy.
But no, it's like, it's certain things, or he just was not, it was a lot of more to it, but he just was not here for it. And these are things that could have actually made it better. He was just like, you know, straight, narrow, and he's not doing anything with himself. But 3 years for Lux Talk. Shout out to me. But anyway.
I mean, we get that on set from actors.
What I'm saying is people need to know the difference between, you know, somebody just having an opinion, or somebody be like, hey, you know, this was great, but this could have been better. And you know, I'll take that into consideration and not look at it as, oh, you hating, or just looking at it as a bad thing. We got to change that narrative. We get that on set
from actors. Like, you know, I have people who will come and say, well, when I was on such and such set, this is what they did. And I'm like, okay, well, this ain't they set. That's plain and simple. Like,
that's just that on that.
I've had somebody tell me, like, okay, well, I don't want to use your makeup artist. And I'm like, okay, well, if you want to be in the movie, you're going to use this makeup artist. Well, I don't want you to pick my wardrobe. Well, that's what I do. I pick the wardrobe. Like, if you want to be a part of this, these are the rules you follow. That's how this works.
Okay.
So you get people who are, and, you know, there are certain people and producers, I'm assuming, who allow people to make their own choices. Mm-hmm. And
but you can't do that with every. It's not like that with every set. Sometimes you just got to follow the rules.
I mean, shit, it's a dictatorship. It ain't democracy.
Oh, and that's what he said. Absence of innocence. Did you have your hand in the creative process of this movie, or was this another project that was already in the works?
Once there was an idea that was there, and we talked about it. Like I said, we sit. You know, we share an office. We talk on the phone 1 million times a day. So we brainstormed, and once the script was there, we went back and it got revamped a few different times because we wanted to make Taurus more of an asshole. You know, that was my biggest thing. You can't be this.
Because you know all about being an asshole.
Definitely, 100%.
That's when you're supposed to come in with that.
She not even paying attention. She got her phone. She texts and I just saw her DoorDash something to eat. And where
my food at?
We just here.
Y'all don't respect the queen around here.
We just here. You got your own cup. You big time.
Okay, that's what you. Shout out to Beyond Basics.
That cup came from Shein.
It did not. I have no Beyond
That cup
Basics.
came from Shein. Let me see.
Link in the description, and you guys, Lux Talk 20. You get 20% off.
At the bottom of it, it says.
It don't say nothing like
Shein.
that. But this outfit came from Shein, and that's what you ought to know.
All right, listen, I'm all for Shein.
Anyway, absence of innocence.
Yeah, so
Stalking.
we went back. We revamped the script a few times.
So you want him to make him more creepier?
No, it's not even about being creepy, but when you talk about somebody who's in a position of power.
Let's talk about it.
There are certain characteristics and qualities that person is going to possess that necessarily the regular night stock guy at Walmart is not going to probably be that person.
Okay.
It's a little bit different. You know, the way I might address people is probably not going to be the same way he might address people because we're in two different positions. We have amassed and accumulated different things. So there are times where I feel a certain way and I'm going to translate that to you and he might not be able to do that.
Because you got money and power?
I mean, technically, yeah. When you in charge, you move a little bit differently.
Interesting. So let's talk about stalking for one. It's a stalker in here, okay? In the film, right? I've never been. Well, I was stalked in 8th grade that one time. No, I was stalked in 8th grade and 9th grade. Yeah, a little bit. So you know, for those who don't know, I want to give you the operational definition of stalking. Stalking is a form of mental assault in which this damn drink. A perpetrator. I got it. A perpetrator. I was making sure I spelled this shit right.
I want to make sure you
repeated unwanted. Why you all be on my phone?
I just want to make sure you can read it right, okay? We call it the karaoke test in my office. You know, that's the first step of auditioning. Oh, now you want to read loud? It's like, you're not going to embarrass me on my show. First off,
at all.
A stalker? It's okay.
Me.
It's cool.
I was looking at it like, did I spell this shit right? But I did.
No,
so,
whether you spelled it right or not, we wouldn't have known because all you had to do was pronounce it right.
Fuck off. Okay.
I'm just listen.
Is this KC talk?
We won't take you to. We definitely won't take you to karaoke. It's okay.
First of all, don't do that.
It's
don't
okay.
do that. You're not about to disrespect me on my own show, okay?
It's okay.
That's what you're not about to do. But anyway, no, I didn't want to say that word. My words are getting twisted. I didn't want to say the word wrong, and I look like I spelled it wrong. Cool. I do not have dyslexia.
It's okay. I have dyslexia. It's okay.
That's fine for you, but
sometimes I see numbers backwards, like 3, 2, 1. I might see 1, 2, 3.
I'm sorry that you see that. I hope you don't do that with the payroll checks.
Listen, everything works out fine. That's why you double check. You get an assistant, and everything goes right.
Speaking of, I didn't get a check for my role either.
You need a check?
Yep.
Did you sign the form that said I consent?
Anyway, stalking is a form of mental assault in which a perpetrator repeated unwantedly and disruptively breaks into the life and world of the victim with whom they have no relationship with. Now, here's a couple of examples of stalkers. There's prior intimates, which means the victim who's being stalked was in a previous relationship with the stalker. Casual acquaintances and friends, like neighbors. And then we have the workplace. And then there's strangers. And it's like if you see the movie Joe on Netflix, or not movies, the show, it's weird because stalking is just not right. But I love Joe. But don't think just because I love Joe that I want you stalking me. But I think that's very interesting.
But again, stalking is subjective.
It's subjective. I think they're getting better with the laws on stalking as well.
So let me give you an example. So if we meet out and I introduce myself to you, let's say we met at a bar, I sent you a drink, we had a good time, we exchanged.
What kind of drink you sent me? Role play.
For you, 5 o'clock vodka.
Hell, what? Oh, this is the disrespect. You don't disrespect this beautiful Sag queen right here, okay? 5 o'clock.
You got your cup. You know, at 5 o'clock gin.
I got
I'm sorry.
My
you got
cup.
your pretty cup. It should have been 5 o'clock gin.
What the heck? Bye. Anyway, bad and boozy cocktails. Anyway, continue.
But if we exchange information, if you have a guy and he's intrigued by you, and
as always,
he's a somebody.
You won't think he's a stalker.
No, the thing is, I could take your first and last name or make a phone call and like, oh, okay, yeah, we know where she worked at, or she lives at such and such, and say, okay, well, send her 2 dozen Long Stem roses. is that considered stalking?
It's funny because if you like the guy, it's not considered stalking. But if you don't,
that's the thing where again it's subjective because
it's subjective.
Now
Okay.
him popping at your house, knocking on your door like, hey, what's up? What you doing? Like that's kind of weird. But if you got a random edible arrangements and it's from the actual company, like it wasn't just like some nigga named Dante that knocked on your door like, hey man, I got this for
Dante
you.
From Chrysler.
You had your runs in Dante high. It's okay.
No, not a Dante, but yeah.
It's okay. It's okay.
Anyway,
you like you had your team leader or two at Chrysler.
You know,
I can see it in your eyes. It's okay.
I'm not about to play with him. Anyway,
it was just that one time at JNAP. It's cool.
Whatever. Anyway,
hey, shout out to my Chrysler workers. I love y'all. I just want to drive y'all
the
cars.
most toxic men on this planet.
I just want to drive y'all cars, but I love y'all.
Okay, because all y'all do is drink all day and fuck up the cars. I ain't gonna put that man on blast, but go ahead.
Damn, Dante.
Yeah. Let me knock on wood. But I'm shady as hell. Anyway,
is that considered to be stalking?
It's like you said, it's subjective.
If I know, again.
You know what? So is it stalking when you're, let's say, it's someone who's repeatedly sending, flowers and stuff, and you told this person, I don't want nothing to do with you, please stop doing that, and they keep doing it. It's crazy how there's no, the police will say, well, he's not doing anything necessarily wrong.
Technically, that's true.
But we don't know what he's capable of, and it's unfortunate.
That's the regular world. I wish somebody would keep sending me gifts. I'm like, okay,
yeah, but it's uncomfortable if it's somebody that
gift.
You don't want anything to do with. You just never know. I used to watch the show crazy? Stalker.
If it was cash,
they don't do anything till they die.
If there were Cash App deposits, you would not have somebody complain. He keeps sending me $500 a week. I don't know what's wrong with him. Nobody would do that.
I don't know.
I'm gonna call the police and say this man keeps sending me $5 a week, and I told him I don't like him. You won't get that. But you a bitch about flowers? Like, okay.
It depends. It depends though, because what if he's showing up at your house? What if he's stalking you outside your house?
Somebody sending you gifts is different than somebody popping up into your personal space.
But what I'm saying is, what if he is popping up in personal space and sending you gifts? I don't want you. At some point, fuck the money, because the money don't even mean anything if you are somebody who is consistently.
That's to you. A lot of people do a lot of things for money.
I mean, a lot of people do, but if you're somebody who's like, hey, you're crazy, and I know that you low-key could potentially harm me, you gonna keep taking money from him?
Money solves all problems except for bad health.
Oh, child. Okay, so anyway, so a lot of people, it's a misconception that you think that just because someone has money and power that they're not capable of stalking.
Well, the more money you have, the less it's considered stalking.
Okay, so you're saying that you're defend your character, King. Defend your character. So in that movie,
because again, if this guy sends you 8 dozen long stem red roses to your job, and all your friends like, oh my God, they ain't seen nobody do that. They probably used to the normal Kroger brand flowers.
I have a friend who this guy keeps sending her things.
So if that happened at your job, somebody else gonna look at it like, shit, you might not like him, but send him my number.
Yeah, and then you're even gonna find that person on the news, found, gone.
But the more money people have, they don't really look at it as, oh, he's stalking them. Now, again, if that dude was the guy that does stock at the grocery store or something like that, and he was popping up, they would look at him a lot differently. People view you differently based on your financial stability.
That is true. Wait, well, hold on. What you say, girl? Hold on. Nina said, my job, no, but my house, yes. But so then if I was the stalker, I'm like, so I can send you dozen roses to your job, but I can't send it to your house. But the crazy part about it
that people don't even realize, if he knows her first and last name, all her information on fucking Google anyway.
It is, and that's what's
like, I don't even I tell people I don't register to vote, none of that type of shit.
That's scary too.
I put everything at my office. You look me up, it's gonna pop up my office address.
I know that's right. And it's so dangerous. But the thing is, a lot of times when someone is stalking you, they could be harassing you. So now they're going into harassment.
I don't agree with it, but again, it's all subjective.
Yeah, but it's unfortunate that a lot of cases, women. I mean, and I don't want it just to be women. Men get stalked too. Women stalk men.
Girl, she said I just stalked a few guys.
Okay,
I can see
women
it in your eyes
stalk men
there.
as well, and so it's and then when the man comes to complain, he gets laughed at, of course, and that's unfortunate too. But it's sad that nothing gets done until they get killed. It's unfortunate, or something bad happens, and they need to change the laws on that. What are they gonna do? Say, well, it's subjective. You're still alive.
I mean, everything is subjective.
So that lady that threw her boyfriend mama ashes in the lake, could that be considered subjective?
She was already dead.
like you.
Can't kill her twice. Everybody made that like, oh my God, she should go to jail. I'm like, for some ashes?
You know what? And they also said that she, they said that she's going to get charged with what's called dismembering
a body or some bullshit like that. I'm like, she was already dead.
It's ash. I like you.
I throw barbecue ashes away every week when we barbecue.
I want to ask you a couple of questions and play a game real quick, but I want tell the people where they can find or where they can come see the movie.
July 22nd, the Bel Air Theater, Absence of Innocence, red carpet, 7 o'clock, showtime, 8 p.m.
Where do you get the tickets from? You have a link?
You need tickets, ibmedia.com, IYBEMEDIA.com. You can reach out to me, 586-255-5636.
The information will definitely be at the end of the live. It'll be added to the description, so you guys can check that out.
Facebook at Casey Carson, that's the initials, Casey, last name Carson. Instagram, I am Casey_Carson.
Period. Okay, so I want to do a quick. What the hell?
She's like, I'm high. I hit the wrong button.
Child,
that's what happened when you eat them gummies before work. It's cool.
Shout out to Ken in the comments. Women stalk your friends on social media. Okay, there's a difference.
That's true.
Explain.
I get stalked a lot.
I mean, so there's stalking, and then there's let me just check him out and see who he is. And it's we ain't got all day.
No, sir, I'll get to the real story. A couple weeks ago, somebody wanted to come audition, and the girl said, yeah, my boyfriend real familiar with you and your projects. I'm like, oh, okay, that's what's up. She's like, yeah, he said he know you, he even know your wife. I'm like, oh, okay. Who's your boyfriend? So she tell me his name. I look him up. Never seen this guy a day in my life. I call home. I'm like, hey, you know this nigga named such and such? She look up. I'm like, let me send you the screenshot. She's like, I don't know this nigga. Where you say you know me from? I'm like, then the girl's sister, she was like, her sister came to audition too. And I'm like, your sister didn't show up, what happened? She's like, yeah, her boyfriend, he real possessive and he do a lot of weird shit. So I'm like, oh, he must have thought she was easy. And she told him, like, I'm gonna go audition for this movie. And it was like, oh yeah, you might fuck around and do something you ain't supposed to. So I'm gonna tell you I know him so that you don't cross that line because you think we acquaintances.
So subjective, huh?
I mean, he been... So for him to say, he been going looking at my pictures. Yeah. People do that stuff all the time.
People do that stuff all the time. And then we didn't get a chance to really get too deep into it, but we touched on it a little bit. But just because you got power and money, you got to be careful because those type of men will try to manipulate women all the time. And a lot of times...
What's manipulation?
Try to get you to do something that you want them to do when they really don't want to do it. But you mind fuck them.
If you don't want to do something, don't do it.
Okay, I mean that's simple. It could be simple, but you may not know. They prey on the weak. That women that's not easy to. Part 2 to this shit coming up because we did not have.
It's not about being weak. If you don't want to do something, don't do it. Nobody's supposed to be able to coerce you. But
what if you don't know that you're being manipulated though?
If you don't want to do something, just don't do it.
You better stand for your toxic kings. You better go ahead and stand for you. He's standing with stalkers. He's standing with men that just got power and money and just disrespect women all over the place. That's what you stand for?
Do you disrespect somebody or do they disrespect themselves?
I like you. That's
the question.
All right. I was testing you.
Because you're not disrespect. Somebody can only do what you allow them to.
That is true.
So again,
but that doesn't give the person the right to keep doing it though. So at what point it becomes a responsibility?
Do you remove yourself from the situation?
Don't get caught up just because that man got money and power, girl. Unless you get in your bag and you leave. You gotta have an exit plan. Real quick, how many more minutes we got? Like 2 more minutes? 3? This to that. Okay. Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society?
Boys in the Hood.
Okay. The Wood or The Best Man?
The Wood.
New Jack City or Juice?
New Jack City.
Belly or Paid in Full?
Paid in Full.
Really?
Pull your skirt down, B.
All right. ATL or Baby Boy?
ATL.
Power or Empire?
Power.
Who would you cast?
You got a better chance of going Power or Snowfall. Like, Empire?
Who would you cast? Jennifer Lewis or Loretta Devine?
I ain't know what the fuck Jennifer Lewis is.
But don't you ever disrespect my auntie like that. That's the loud mama. That be on everything. She was anime mama. She was the grandma on Black-ish. She everybody mama. Don't ever disrespect that queen like that.
Loretta Devine.
Oh, you so disrespectful. I am over your shit today. I'm over it. All right. Get rich or die trying. Or Hustle and Flow.
You fucked that one up.
I did.
She said, get rich or die trying. Get rich.
Get rich. Respect or loyalty?
Loyalty.
Well, I would say east or west, but you clearly an east side man. Power or respect?
Power.
Broken, happy, or sad and rich?
Rich.
Last but not least, the 90s or the 2000s?
2000s. The 90s, I was young.
I'm so over Casey Carson today. I am over your shit today. Okay. Anyway, but no, for seriously, thank you for coming. This was
Appreciate it.
Are you gonna come up here with some of your cast? Like,
I
bring
am.
Glenn up there.
I got my people. We gonna come.
You got your people. Y'all gonna have fun. Gonna come.
Yeah.
Y'all, don't tell them they can't be scared to come down to the fuckery playground where all Negro shenanigans go down.
They got me to protect them. They all right.
All right, that's what's up. Okay, I need a close up on me because I got some things to say real quick before we close out. Okay, you guys, if you guys have a business that you want to promote or anything that you want to showcase or you want to talk about, have some juicy topics, hit my